This is the DTV Digest, the podcast that brings you news and reviews of films which didn't make it to the cinema. And now, here's your host, Mike Parkin.
Our first film then is Han Wick. This is an interesting sort of high concept film which posits the question, what if you melded John Wick with Star Wars and had Han Solo as John Wick? And instead of his puppy being killed, it was Chewbacca. This really does work. I thought it was really good. The guy playing Han Wick does a really good impression of sort of Keanu Reeves. You know, the way he sort of bends his head forward as he's sort of walking, this sort of thing. It lifts dialogue from the film. You've got sort of stormtroopers and other people sort of turning up instead of, you know, the usual sort of gangsters. He's using his usual blaster and other sort of Star Wars-y weapons sort of come into play as well. I thought it was a brilliant pastiche, basically, because the fighting, it does sort of mirror that style from John Wick, you know, all of the grapples, the multiple shots and everything. Even like when he's reloading his gun, you know, it's very similar to what sort of how John Wick does it. I thought this worked really, really well.
Yeah, and it's kind of a bit low budget, sort of sketchy at the start, you know, sort of YouTube video sort of sketchy. But I think some real professionalism comes into play the more it goes along. It feels like it does feel more like a proper film than sort of than a little sort of throwaway sketch. So there's some low budget visual effects and, you know, sort of budgetary limitation kind of stuff which has sort of homemade kind of feel to it, but then there's other bits that are like really well choreographed, and it actually takes the concept and actually makes it more fully fledged. It's not just like I mean, there's been lots of YouTube videos and stuff that have played on both John Wick and the Star Wars universe. Yeah,
I mean, the Star Wars universe does sort of lend itself to this quite nicely because you know it has that bit from the sort of John Wick films where suddenly, you know, they put a bounty on his head, and you get all the sort of various bounty hunters and stormtroopers, etc. You know, people of the First Order, all this sort of stuff coming out of the woodwork. There's a brilliant bit with the Mandalorian, which was very, very funny and quite sick, which was quite impressed with. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and they do get the beats from John Wick down really well. You know, the not just the fight scenes, but also the bit with the DJ and everything. It works.
Oh, there's
really
a fantastic bit where they go in the nightclub.
Yeah,
like the John Wick nightclub kind of bit, and it's the music from the Cantina, but like remix.
That's right. Yeah.
That's a really great bit.
Yeah, actually, I mean, the music all the way through
touch.
this was very well done. Yeah. They did a really good job of the music. This was superb. Definitely recommend people check this one out.